Hey guys, I'd like to welcome you guys back to the channel. In today's video, this is going to be the first of what I'm calling my Big YouTuber series, where we're going to look at big YouTubers either by themselves, who they are, what they're about, etc., and or big YouTubers enthralled in the latest drama. So this video, my first in my YouTuber series, is going to be covering the Faze Banks Tfue drama. We need to quickly get some disclaimers out of the way. Under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, allowances are made for commentary, reporting, criticism. Please never troll, blast, harass any person or businesses discussed in these videos. Please always do your own research. Come to your own conclusions, guys. And all thoughts, opinions, commentary are for entertainment purposes only. All right, now that we have that out of the way, let's jump into it all. It's another day, another drama. So this is Faze Banks, or Banks. I knew him as Alyssa Violets Boy Friend and as the guy Jake Paul had alleged had choked his assistant. That was debunked by Keemstar, Drama Alert, and Faze Banks, as well as a former member of Team 10 coming on camera to call out the BS. Faze Banks' company, Faze Clan, is now being sued by Tfue Turner, who joined Faze Clan April 2018, and in 1 year's time, things soured. So this first video will primarily be covering Faze's Dear Tfue video, and you also need to know that both Faze Banks as well as Tfue Turner are big Twitch gamers. Tfue, a pro multi-platform player, Banks made a video about Tfue that he said was unscripted and delivered from a raw emotional level. So this is going to be part one. Let's jump into it. So Faze Banks broke his video into sections. The first one, the beginning, addressing a lot of the allegations made from Tfue. Example, the underage drinking and encouraging Tfue to hurt himself doing dangerous things, all debunked according to Faze's version of events. For example, Tfue taking everyone to the Hollywood Reservoir to jump off, and Tfue being the one encouraging everyone to jump off. So if what Faze said was true about just boys being boys and Tfue being the one encouraging dangerous actions that not only one, makes him lose credibility, and two, sound ridiculous, but three, it lessens his contract bargaining position. Also, Faze said he thinks this isn't coming from Tfue, and this may be his dad and lawyers behind all of this. The second part of Faze's video is pretty huge emotionally. He starts off by saying, "I have never been done this dirty by a homie in my whole entire life." So Faze Banks wanted to stress that this video was unscripted and this video wasn't meant to come from like a strategic place. And this is just how he's feeling, and he really wants the viewer to feel how he's feeling in this situation, explaining his side. So I really like that Faze included a lot of what the people are saying. For example, why is Banks mad and acting like he made Tfue? Then it goes on to dive into the backstory and history and context of the situation. He also promises never to drag Turner's personal conversations out into the public, and that Faze understands that this is all on a business level. So Faze goes on to say, "I feel annihilated. I've never been done this dirty by a homie my whole life. I met Turner back in April 2018. Noticed he was good at the game we were playing, Fortnite. I watched his Twitch stream back to see if it was a fluke. It wasn't. I tweeted out in his sub stream during that time. I was in my prime, getting 5, 6, 7 million views per video. I took interest, or I expressed some interest in the kid." So Faze goes on to talk about Ninja and Myth, two of the best, and that if Faze enjoyed watching Tfue, others would too, and try to figure ways of bringing him onto the team. At this time, 72 hours had left the team. Faze says, "That's where I saw my in with this kid." Faze went to team leader Cloak saying, "I know you're the leader of this team, but just scrim with my homie Tfue." Cloak said he knew of Tfue, they weren't interested. Faze insisted, and he goes on to say, "And the rest is history." So Faze said, "I have this kid's name tattooed on my body. Imagine how dumb I feel. We flew him out to Best Buy. I paid for everything from my own personal bank account, $4,000. Everything was verbally locked in. We gave him his contract. That is the same contract he's under to this day." So I want to make this really clear. It is this same contract that sparked this entire fight. It is this contract that is the crux of this entire issue. So Faze Faze Banks went on Drama Alert and did a full interview with Keemstar in which he says Faze Clan has collected $60,000, taking 20%, which is common in the industry, but I thought it was common to take 12%. But they took $60,000 from 2 brand deals, and that Faze Clan the company has collected a grand total of $0. Faze goes on to say that Faze Clan Mansion is paid by the company. So regarding the contracts, the money, etc., Faze made the bold claim that the only money collected has been a grand total of $60,000. So this is from the 12-minute mark. Faze says, we had this contract ready the weekend, and he knowingly, willingly was excited to sign. This is the same contract that he is under to this day. I don't know exactly what all the splits look like, but Turner quickly outgrew it. We've been negotiating with him almost the entire time. Faze Banks goes on to say, Faze Clan has collected a grand total of $0. I told him we are never going to collect on your prize money. I want to make this right. I want you to be happy here. I appreciate you being on the team. Faze then talks about Tfue Turner's growth after joining Faze, and he attributes everything to Faze Clan. He goes on to say, guess who's never taken any of the credit? This guy, Faze Banks. Okay guys, so in my opinion, this is where things really get juicy. I almost wish I had my hands on that contract and we could go over whether this is truly something mutually beneficial on both parties, Faze and Tfue Turner's equally. But sadly, oftentimes, like in the music industry, in any industry, when the smaller party enters a contract, oftentimes they get the raw end of the deal. So this is totally my own thoughts and opinions, but oftentimes dues have to be paid. And then once someone like Tfue Turner has grown or outgrown the contract situation, then they get to go out on their own. So this is really interesting, and I see it time and time again, like in the Toni Braxton Babyface contract. Babyface himself, under oath, said he wouldn't have signed the contract he subjected Toni Braxton to. So Faze says Tfue's growth after he joined Faze was all uphill. Some things we helped with, some things we didn't. Some things were all him, some things were all me. He is the greatest with or without Faze. Around this time, Keemstar is doing the Fortnite Fridays. Cloak and Tfue killed it. The duo I handcrafted, crushed it. He won, but doesn't giving someone that opportunity count for anything? So I was wondering if Faze was going to address the whole what's in it for him, and he doesn't disappoint. This is what he says. You want to know what I've gained from Tfue? I collect $0 from Faze Clan. I collect no salary, so we can pay for these houses. Fun fact, my company pays for these houses. I collect $0. Why? I love these houses. They've changed so many people's lives. Those houses aren't cheap, and if your company pays for it, that money comes from somewhere or some. Okay guys, so Faze says he doesn't collect a salary from Faze Clan, and that the company, which is Faze Clan, right, pays for these houses, which are Hollywood Hills mansions, probably costing upwards tens of millions of dollars, or what, expenses like $250,000 a month? And Faze Banks, towards the end of the video, said Tfue just wanted out of his contract. Yeah, I wonder why. All I'm going to say is there's probably a huge reason why Turner wants out of his contract, and why Faze is like, no way, buddy, we got you locked in, and that's where you're going to stay. We'll negotiate with you, but in this contract for the next 3 years is where you're going to stay. So this is what I think Tfue's side is. When management takes their 12 or 20% from me, it's hard to see that chunk slipping away. And I'm locked in a contract for years. This is overwhelming, unacceptable. I'm the one bringing in the money. You're just making your ends meet off of me. I don't like it. I'm the one feeling leeched off of. And I've worked hard to get myself to where I'm at. Who's gotten me here? Me. And this is how I think Faze Banks is feeling. Bro, we have these mansions to pay for. They ain't cheap. And I'm not paying for these myself. No way. The company is. And how do you think the company is getting that money? I was at my prime when I found you, molded you, brought you in. And who do you think covered all those straight up, upfront expenses? Me and my company. So we need ours from you because you've gotten yours from us, from me. Okay, guys, so before we conclude part 1, I found this tweet or this little picture on the internet. So Jake Paul tweeted, "I relate to Banks a lot here, doing everything for someone to help them make it big. Groceries, Ubers, flights, blood, sweat, energy. And then all of a sudden they forget everything and turn their back once they're big. Then no phone calls, no texts, just gone. Why people like this?" You know, that's an interesting question. Alrighty guys, so this is the end of part 1. Was Banks done dirty by Tfue Turner? Was Turner done dirty by Banks in that contract? What is fair and right in all of this? So, what other big YouTubers do you guys want me to do in my YouTube series? Leave comments down below. Like, subscribe if you want. Y'all know what to do. Anyway guys, see you next time. Have a lovely day. Bye guys!